What if I told you that 1% could change everything? Not 50%, not 10%, not even 5%. Just 1%. That's it. It sounds like nothing, right? If you do 1% more today than you did yesterday, will anyone even notice? Probably not. But what if you keep doing that for a week? A month? A year? Here's the secret. 1% compounds. Over time, it snowballs into massive change. In fact, 1% improvement every day for a year makes you 37 times better by the end. That's not motivational fluff. That's math. And that's what this video is about. The 1% rule, a simple concept that can completely transform your life. What is the 1% rule? The 1% rule is the idea that small, consistent improvements lead to massive long-term results. It's the opposite of the overnight success myth. It's not about flipping your life upside down in a weekend. It's about quietly stacking small wins, day after day. Imagine this. You do 10 push-ups a day. Doesn't seem like much. But you add just one more push-up each week. By the end of the year, you're doing 62 push-ups a day, without burning out. Same with reading. You read 5 pages a day. Next week, you bump it to 6. A year later, you're crushing books. It's all about momentum. Why 1% works so well? The reason this works is because of something called compound growth, the same principle that makes investing so powerful. Here's how it plays out. Day 1, you're just starting. Day 30, you're still not seeing big changes. Day 60, you're noticing small differences. Day 180, others start to notice. Day 365, you're unrecognizable. That's because improvement compounds over time, just like interest in a bank account. And here's the key. Tiny gains require tiny effort, so you're not overwhelmed. Anyone can do 1%, but almost no one sticks with it long enough to see the results. The power of consistency over intensity. We love intense transformations. We binge-watch glow-up videos. We obsess over 30-day challenges. But you know what actually works? Consistency. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush for 2 hours once a month. You do it for 2 minutes every day. It's the same with habits. Small actions, done daily, beat big efforts done randomly. Let's break it down with a few examples. Fitness. Intensity. Go to the gym for 3 hours once. Consistency. Walk 20 minutes every day. The walk wins. Diet. Intensity. Extreme juice cleanse. Consistency. Swap soda for water every day. Water wins. Finances. Intensity. Save $1,000 once. Consistency. Save $5 a day. Over time, the daily savings grow more, and they stick. This is the 1% rule in action. Real-life proof. How small habits built massive success. Let's look at some real examples of people and companies that mastered the 1% rule. The British cycling team. For over 100 years, British cyclists were basically invisible in international competitions. Then came Dave Brailsford, who introduced the idea of marginal gains. He broke down everything: bike tires, seat angles, athlete sleep routines, even how they wash their hands, and looked for 1% improvements everywhere. Result? 5 Tour de France wins in 6 years. 70 Olympic medals in under a decade. From invisible to unbeatable through tiny tweaks. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. James Clear built an entire career around this rule. He writes about how habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. He didn't start with a massive audience. He started writing blog posts consistently. Now, millions of readers. Best-selling books. Huge impact. All built 1% at a time. Warren Buffett. One of the richest people in the world. Buffett didn't build wealth with one lucky trade. He started investing young. He stuck with it. And over decades, his investments compounded into billions. It wasn't flashy. It was just 1% on repeat. How to use the 1% rule in your life, step by step. Let's get practical. Here's how you can apply the 1% rule starting today. Step 1. Pick one area. You can't improve everything at once. Choose one domain: health, money, mindset, relationships, skills. What's the one area you want to be better in a year from now? Step 2. Identify a tiny habit. Ask yourself, what's one small action I can do today that makes me 1% better? Examples: health, walk for 10 minutes after lunch. Money, track one expense. Mindset, write one sentence in a journal. Skills, read one page of a book. Relationships, send one kind message to a friend. It should be so small you can't say no. Step 3. Make it daily. The 1% rule only works if it's daily. Not when you feel like it. Not just weekends. Every day. It's better to do one push-up a day than to do 50 once a month. Why? Because daily habits build identity. You start thinking, I'm the kind of person who takes care of my body, even if you're only doing a few squats. Step 4. Track it. Get a notebook. Use an app. Make a chart. Check it off every day you show up. Why? Because what gets tracked gets repeated. And watching the streak grow feels good. It gives your brain a little reward, and that keeps you going. Step 5. Let it grow naturally. Don't force it. Let your 1% habit expand on its own. You might start by walking 5 minutes a day. Then one day, you feel like walking 10. A month later, you're doing 30. Eventually, you're running 5K races. But it started small. That's the secret. Big change happens when you stop trying to force big change. Why we ignore the 1% rule, and how to get over it. If the 1% rule is so powerful, why don't more people use it? Because it's not sexy. It's not flashy. It's not fast. There's no dramatic before and after photo. It's quiet. And we're addicted to quick wins. But here's the truth. The slow path is the only path that works long-term. Want to lose weight? Build wealth? Master a skill? You can crash diet or play the lottery. Or you can play the long game and win. The 1% rule is the long game. But it works. Every time. The magic of becoming 1% worse. Let's flip it. What happens if you get 1% worse every day? Same math. If you lose 1% of your progress each day, by the end of a year, you're not just back to zero. You're almost at nothing. This is why tiny bad habits matter too. Skip your workout once? No big deal. Skip it every day? You're out of shape again. Overspend a little every day? You're broke by Christmas. Scroll mindlessly every night? Your attention span disappears. 1% works both ways, so be careful where you aim it. You don't need motivation, you need a system. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think they need motivation, that they have to feel ready. Wrong. What you need is a system. Motivation fades. Systems last. The 1% rule becomes powerful when it's tied to a simple, repeatable system. Like, set a time. Every morning after coffee. Set a place. At the kitchen table. Set a trigger. After brushing your teeth. Make your 1% habit automatic. 1% adds up faster than you think. Let's look at the math again. Improve 1% every day for 1 year equals 37 times better. Get 1% worse every day equals close to zero. That's the difference between fit versus tired, wealthy versus stressed, confident versus insecure, focused versus scattered, successful versus stuck. All from daily, tiny actions that feel invisible in the moment. Final thoughts, a completely different life. Here's the truth. You don't need a miracle. You don't need a 5 a.m. routine or a life coach or a viral moment. You need 1% daily improvement and the patience to let it work. Your dream life? It's not one giant leap away. It's 1% away. Every day. So start today. Do one push-up. Read one page. Save $1. Write one sentence. Take one deep breath. It doesn't look like much, but give it a year, and you'll be completely